Hi everyone, my name is Sam and I'm a writer. And today I thought I would make a video to share with you something I was immeasurably curious about when I was first starting out as a writer, and that is how to get a literary agent. And I think a lot of people think that the only way, and I certainly thought this, that the only way to get a literary agent is by sending out dozens and dozens of query letters, some of which never are answered, some of which result in form rejections, and very, very few of which actually result in a request for a partial or a full submission of your manuscript. So yes, I went through all of that. I've been there, I've been in the slush pile, but that is not how I ended up getting my agent. About 3 years ago, I had this idea to write a YA novel. It was my first YA work ever, and I wrote it in about 2 months. And I was thinking about submitting it. I was thinking about going through query letter hell. But then I stumbled upon something called the Serendipity Literary Agency YA Discovery Contest. And it was simple. All you do is submit the first 500 words of your manuscript along with a synopsis, and it goes under review. And the prize is a critique of those first 500 words by 5 editors at the big 5 publishers, in addition to a full manuscript review by one of the agency's junior agents and a potential offer for representation, right? So to me, this was, out of sight impossible to get, but the exact kind of prize I was looking for. I didn't want money, I didn't want free stuff, free books. I wanted an agent, right? And I knew how hard it was to get one. So I submitted my 500 words, and about 3 months later, maybe sooner, it felt like 3 months. I don't actually remember the timeline very clearly, but not long thereafter, I received an email informing me that I was in the top 20, right? My first 500 words were good enough that they made it to the top 20 of the contest. So I was blown away. I wasn't trying to get my hopes up, right? I wanted to maintain reasonable expectations. But about a month later, I received another email telling me that I had won first prize in the Serendipity YA Discovery Contest. Shortly thereafter, I received the feedback from the 5 editors, which was great. Mind you, they had no idea what the rest of the book looked like, so, you can't get too excited, but they at least really liked the first 500 words. And then I submitted the manuscript to one of the agency's junior agents, and she reviewed it, and then I got the call. And the call is exactly what you expect. They sort of tell you what they think about your work, they ask you about other projects you might have, and then they offer you representation. And your stomach drops to the floor, and you think the rest of your writing career is going to be all fireworks and celebrations and popping champagne bottles at, book releases. And it wasn't quite that, but I was over the moon to have finally landed an agent. They sent along a contract a few days later, and I actually think it would be a great idea for me to do a video on a agent contract. So drop a message in the comments below and let me know if you'd be interested in that. But anyway, I signed my contract and I was officially agented in August of that year. And it got a little less glamorous, right? We went through a series of revisions in the manuscript, and it actually took more than a year before we actually went out on submission to publishers. But that is another story for another day. Today, all I wanted to talk about was how I got my agent. And I guess the moral of the story, the point of this video is for all of you guys out there struggling with query letter writing and the inevitable rejection that you're going to experience, know that there are other ways to get literary agents, right? There are contests. I'm going to put a link to the YA Discovery Contest down below because they run it annually. There are also other outlets, like on Twitter, there's Pitch Wars, and many people will find their agents just through, those little tweets and that kind of thing. So rest assured that query letters aren't the only way to land an agent. They are probably the oldest, most traditional way, and you can still work at it, but try to keep an open mind. And if you have an agent, I'd love to hear your story. So leave a comment down below. If you don't have an agent, share your struggle. This can be a support group. And let me know what other kinds of videos you guys would like. Anything on like an insider's view of having an agent, or an insider's view of publishing. I have a whole bunch of ideas for this channel, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button. I know the channel's new, but we're gonna have a lot of good stuff on here. So yeah, I'll talk to you next time.